Greetings everyone and welcome back to the channel for another 1/6 scale figure unboxing and review. And today we're going to be taking a look at Kaustic Plastik's take on none other than Mr. John Wayne himself as Marshal Rooster J. COGBURN in the now classic western True Grit, a role that won the Duke his one and only Oscar. The review will take the usual format. We'll have a quick look at the box or boxes, then we'll be diving down onto the table to take a look at all the accessories that come with your Rooster COGBURN figure. Then it'll be out with the Duke himself, onto the stand, onto the turntable for a close-up look, and then we'll be ending as always with a mini showcase. But before we jump into the box, metaphorically speaking, a bit of background. True Grit was released in 1969 and was one of my favourite westerns growing up. Tells the tale of one-eyed, hard-drinking, hard-fighting US Marshal Rooster J. COGBURN, hired by a young woman to bring the Cheney gang who murdered her father to justice, all headed up by Robert Duvall. If you haven't seen it, I recommend seeking it out. It's worth the price of admission alone, just to see John Wayne take the entire gang on in a head-on gunfight on horseback across an open meadow, and forgive the impression here, but with the now famous words, "Fill your hands, you son of a bitch." But that's enough of my love of the film. A quick word about Kaustic Plastik before we get into everything in front of us. As viewers to my channel will know, I'm a huge fan of their work. Their combination of unique subject matter and superb quality and attention to detail have really carved themselves a niche in the 1/6 scale world, unlike any other company. Got a lot of their stuff in my collection, so if you're wanting to see more, check out my reviews of some of their other work. There's Bela Lugosi as Dracula, we've got Dale Cooper from Twin Peaks, we've got Peter Sellers as Inspector Clouseau, that's coming up for review pretty soon. Also in the pipeline, coming in shortly, we've got Cushing and Lee as Van Helsing and Dracula from The Horror of Dracula, Chuck Norris from Missing in Action, and the twin pack of the legendary Japanese actor Toshiro Mifune. They're all in the pipeline as well, so yeah, hit that bell notification icon so you're not missing anything. But down to the nitty-gritty. Did you see what I did there? Nitty-gritty. Moving swiftly on, a huge thank you to everybody who has liked, commented and subscribed to the channel. If you haven't already, please hit that bell notification, hit that subscribe button. It's your subscriptions that keep us going. When we hit 1,000 subs, we're going to have a huge giveaway. Not sure how many figures that's going to be, but it will be a figure giveaway. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But on to the box or boxes themselves. Now, I might have to refer to my phone here because there were so many different versions of this figure. There were 3 in total, I believe. There was the standard issue, which just came with the one magnetic base. Then you got the deluxe edition, which came with the magnetic base and the web gifts. And then there was the exclusive edition, which came with the magnetic base, some extra accessories, which we'll take a look at, and the web gift itself. Yeah, I got a little confused, to say the least, at all the different options here. But what we're looking at is the exclusive web edition. So what we'll do is we'll take a look at everything that comes with. There were a couple of extra gifts that come with the, well, I say gifts, a couple of extra items that come with the exclusive web edition. The exclusive edition got this exclusive artwork, but also you got this, and it's stuffed at the back here. I'll bring it into camera so you can see this. You got this exclusive print of the artwork on the box itself. Obviously, it matches this artwork, and it's just very, very nice. It's got the number on there. It's 50 of 200. They were limited to 200 on here, and the camera's picking that up. But yeah, and it's been signed by the artists themselves, and it is a really, really, and reflected on the box, as I said, it's just a really, really nice rendition of what looks like, to me, it's that actual meadow scene that I was just doing that appalling quote from, and my hideous impression of John Wayne. But it looks to me, it's that scene where they're facing each other off, and he has just insulted the Cheney gang and is about to ride at them head on, with his rifle twirl, his now eponymous rifle twirl. But yeah, it's a very nice addition, and it's great that Kaustic Plastik have included that. And if you're a big John Wayne fan and you're thinking of picking this up, you couldn't go far wrong putting this in a frame and hanging it on your wall. So that's a great little addition there from Kaustic Plastik. Also with the web edition, you've got this T-shirt, which which actually has the same artwork on it as well. So yeah, another nice addition there from Kaustic Plastik web gift edition. So we'll put that to one side as well. Let's get to the actual boxes themselves. Let's take a look at this little one first. Now this is the actual. There are two magnetic diorama bases with this one, and this is the extra one, which we'll take a look at in the accessories. But yeah, relatively straightforward box. Just says magnetic stand in the top corner there. You've got the John Wayne and the JW insignia, and it says diorama luxury magnetic stand exclusive version. The John Wayne symbol on the sides and on the top and on the bottom, yeah, on the back there, the usual bits and pieces, the credits and Facebook and social media references, all the bits and pieces on the back there. So yeah, we'll put that to one side. That's box number one. Box number two, and I'm not going to bang on about this artwork because we've already had a look at it, but it's very, very nice indeed. Slipcover design, relatively straightforward. Figure's already out of the box. We'll take the slipcover off actually at this point. The box itself, I believe, in the standard edition actually continues this sort of stars and stripes on wood effect. But yeah, you spin that round, it's continued on the back there. Obviously clear plastic window so you can see the figure underneath. The slipcover itself, once again, has John Wayne on the side with the JW. It's a picture of the figure on the side there with the exclusive magnetic diorama base that this one comes with. And on the back there, all your usual credits with that wood stars and stripes effect continued. Yeah, you've got all the credits at the top, all the warnings at the bottom. Don't piss this figure off, or it might kill you in 1 minute and see you hanged at Fort Smith at Judge Parker's convenience. So yeah, that's the box itself. Very, very nice. Very, very well done. And some very, very handsome artwork on the front. So what we'll do next is what we always do, is we'll dive down onto the table and have a look at all the accessories that come with this exclusive edition. There's a fair amount of them, so we'll try and make it as brief as we can. But yeah, without further ado, it's down to the table. Okay, so here we are down on the table with all the accessories that come with your Rooster COGBURN figure. As always, we'll start with the hands. You know me and my hands. Now, there are two on the figure already. We've got another 3 pairs down here. That's 6, that's 8 hands in total. Let's take a close-up look at one of them. There's a trigger finger hand here, so let's take a look at this. Let's have a close-up look at this sculpt now. I have to say the sculpt work here is really, really good. There's multiple paint applications on here. I'm not sure if the camera's picking this up. The camera is wanting to focus on the other accessories. You've got a reddening of the knuckles there. You've got vein work, bone work. And if this camera will focus, you've even, I mean, the attention to detail here is really, really, you've even got what looks like liver spots, like brown flecks on the backs of the hands. Yeah, the attention to detail is absolutely excellent. Even down to the fingernails themselves. The fingernails have cuticles. I'm not sure if the camera can see this. They've got cuticles and there's white tips to the ends of the nails as well. Yeah, just fantastic attention to detail here from Kaustic Plastik. They really do go that extra distance with the details. Let's check the flexibility here. We're looking at a hard, a medium to hard, erring on the side of hard. Let's take a look at another one. I mean, you've got there are 2 trigger fingers there, two gripping hands here, which also look like trigger fingers. I'm assuming you've got triggers for the rifle and for the actual pistol itself. But yeah, the same quality of paint applications throughout, the same quality of sculpting. There's blue paint being washed in there as well to highlight those veins. Say reddening to the end of the knuckles and the end of the fingers, just very, very good. And there's an aging to them as well, so they're befitting the age of John Wayne when he made this film. I believe he was 67. I'll double check that between takes, but I think he was about 67 when this was made. So yeah, they're the hands. We'll put those to one side. As always, same high quality that we've come to expect from Kaustic Plastik. Some of the best hands in the business. Moving on, a quick look at the magnetic base itself that comes with all these figures, regardless of the of which edition it is, and it's the usual Kaustic Plastik base. It's hollow plastic. You've got Kaustic Plastik Action Deluxe figure on the bottom there. You've got 4 felt feet, which is great to see, so it's not sliding around in your display. On the front there, now I believe, now this is cold to the touch, I think that might be metal. No, it's possibly plastic, but it's very well done. It's been painted very well to look like metal. There's multiple paint washes on there to give it that metallic look. And once again, you've got the JW symbol on the front. The base itself, obviously it's magnetic, but we'll see that when we bring the figure out. You've got this sticker on the top, this wood effect sticker. It's not lifting, it's not bubbling, it's actually attached properly. Yeah, and it's the usual high quality, and I would say standard Kaustic Plastik base, but those who have got Kaustic Plastik figures will know what this is. But yeah, we'll put that to one side. We'll continue with the stands. You get a crotch grabber. Now that's not for this stand, that's for this stand, but we'll take a look at this stand, and I'm just going to move that out of the way because I don't want that to go missing. We'll come to that shortly. Let's take a look at this exclusive stand, the bonus stand, the deluxe stand, whatever it is. Once again, this is magnetic. It's magnetic around this area, but if you are not happy with the magnetic approach, if you prefer to use a crotch grabber, this bag of money here can actually be lifted up, and you can insert this clear plastic crotch grabber into there to give yourself some peace of mind. But yeah, we'll put that to one side. I personally don't use a crotch grabber with this figure. I think it just looks so much better without it. And when it's got 2 magnetic bases, why would I use a crotch grabber? But yeah, this the exclusive diorama base, this one is very, very nice indeed. It's as you can see, it's been designed to look like a campsite. You've got, I mean, this segment actually comes in comes separately when you get the figure, and it just simply slots in there. But I'll take it off for the time being. You've got this beautiful detailed fireplace here. The paintwork is really, really nice. You've got reds, whites, greys and blacks to simulate the fire itself. Then you put the top on there, which is just stone, and you've got this stone piece on the top, and then you can actually attach, well, I say attach, it just sits on the top, is this soft plastic grill, which sits directly on top. And if you're wanting to, you can actually display this accessory with it. Now, this is all one piece of sculpted plastic, I believe. He said with confidence. I'm hoping this is not metal. It could actually be metal. It feels cold to the touch. I'd have to double check. But yeah, we'll go with plastic for the time being. If it's metal, I apologise, but I will double check. But the paint applications on here are really, really nice to give it that weathered look. It's got multiple paint washes. There's weathering on the top there. Not sure if the camera's picking that up. There's weathering all on the body and in the crevices. Yeah, just very, very nicely done to look like it's had some time on the open range. And if you're wanting to, you can sit that on top of the grill, on top of the improvised fireplace. You also get a cup with it. Now, I believe this is all sculpted plastic. I'm going to look like a complete spoon if this is metal. I will double check between takes. But once again, it's got the same level of detail and those same paint applications on it. And it's got dinks and I don't know whether you can see this on the top here. The top isn't uniform. It looks like it's been battered and it's seen some work. So yeah, you get the cup as well. So we'll put that down. Also, what you get as well, and this is really nice, because as we mentioned before, Rooster COGBURN is hard drinking, and where would he be without his Kentucky Straight whiskey? And you get this rather nice 6-scale bottle of whiskey. It's all plastic, and inside you've got this plastic to simulate the bourbon itself. It's got a sticker on the front, which is all readable. It's very, very well done. I'll bring that closer into camera, see if you can see that. Yeah, it's a small batch whiskey, bourbon, Kentucky Straight. Very, very nice. And there's a little cork in the top as well. I don't know whether that cork's removable. I've never tried. Oh, it is. Well, there you go. Now, this is the attention to detail that we're looking at when we come to Kaustic Plastik. I have never tried to do that. Yeah, there it is. That cork is actually removable, so if you're wanting to pose your figure, holding the cork, swigging the whiskey. That's an option as well. So yeah, another nice little touch there from Kaustic Plastik. We'll put that to one side. In fact, we'll put all these bits to one side so we can take a look at the rest of the accessories. Just put that over there. Move that base out of the way, and what else do you get? Okay, let's take a look at the weapons. First of all, we'll take a look at the revolver itself. Now, this is all metal. I believe the handle, it may be plastic. Yeah, I think the plastic is handled, but the body of the gun itself is all metal. It's got some weight to it. Now, I believe it is screen accurate. The paint applications are very good. As you can see, I'll get this camera to focus. There's weathering on the handle there. There are spots, there's dirt. There's been multiple paint washes on there to make it look like this gun has been used very often. The paintwork on the metal is very nice, quite uniform. There's not too much weathering on there. But it also has a cocking action, but it also has a bit of a party piece. And this I haven't noticed. If you open this section up here, you can actually see, and this is really, really fine. I'm not sure whether the light's picking this up. I'll try and angle this. But there are actually sculpted bullets inside there. I'm not sure whether they come out. I've never attempted to take them out. Maybe the best way to see these actually is to turn the gun around this way. It's difficult to get the right angle here and the right lighting, but trust me, there are bullets in that, and the barrel itself revolves, and yeah, there are actually bullets inside. So once again, that amazing attention to detail. This hammer's a little loose, which I suppose is, yeah, could be a minor niggle, but yeah, that's the handgun. Let's take a look at the rifle. Now, once again, we've got metal here. This is a combination of metal and plastic. The handle itself and this part of the stock are plastic. The rest is all metal. Once again, on the handle here, you've got that same style of paint application that you've got on the handgun to give it that weathered and used look, painted in that sort of wood grain effect. As with the stock itself, with the stock underneath the gun, it's got paint applications on there. I'm not sure if the light's catching that, which give it that weathered look, which give it that used look. And then the whole barrel and body of the gun are metal. And once again, they've had paint applications on there to weather them, as you can see there. There are sort of browns in there to make it look slightly rusty, slightly dirty, which is continued all the way down the barrel. And yeah, just very, very nice work and very, very screen accurate. So yeah, that's the rifle. What else do you get? Oh, obligatory 2 spare wrist pegs. Nice to see, as always. We'll put those to one side. You get this pouch, this leather pouch, which you can either throw across his shoulder or you can have by the campfire, but very nice it is too. Now, I'm not sure whether this strap is actual leather or pleather. Once again, I'll double check that between takes. It looks like leather to me, to be 100% honest with you, because he does have a waistcoat that I believe is leather. I'll double check that, but I will chance my arm and say that is actually leather. But yeah, it's a brown leather strap. It's connected by plastic buckles here and here. Well, there isn't one here. It's sewn straight onto the pouch itself. The pouch feels like a canvas material. The stitching is very nice on there. You've got leather straps on the front with 2 plastic buckles. Or are they metal? They actually feel like metal, those buckles. So I'll take that back. I think these buckles here are metal. But yeah, the canvas material itself has got some weathering on it. Along the seams here and here. The stitch work is very nice. As you can see, the bottom's been weathered. The whole thing looks like it's been used, with multiple paint applications in the corner there. It looks like dry brushing, actually, just to give it that weathered look. But it's not overly weathered, which is really nice. There's also a foam insert in here. I won't attempt to open this because I would imagine it will take a lot of getting these straps back on. But yeah, you can take my word for it. There's a piece of hard foam inside there, giving it its shape. If you're wanting to, I suppose, you could fiddle around with these. Take that foam out and perhaps use it to store some of the accessories in. But me, I won't be doing that because I wouldn't want to risk damaging these rather nice leather straps, or pleather if they are pleather, but I'm going with leather. But yeah, so that's the pouch. And finally, I'm not going to attempt to pick all these up because they are very, very small, but you also get these what I believe are rifle shells. I think they're too big. I think they're too big for the handgun. Yeah, it looks like they're too big for the handgun. Yeah, I'm assuming these are rifle shells. Now, these are definitely metal. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. And they're just a really, really nice addition. The paintwork on there is sort of to give that brass effect. It's nice. There's even, and I'll try and get this in camera, it's the attention to detail. I know I keep saying it, but it really blows me away every time I take a close-up look at a Kaustic Plastik figure, the level of detail. And there's even some weathering on the end of that bullet as well. But yeah, so you get 4 of these tiny little rifle shells as well for your display. If you're wanting to scatter them around or just do whatever you want with them, but their addition is welcome, and it's really, really nice to see. And finally is this gold wristband. Now, it's gold. I say it's sort of coppery gold. Now, there is a story behind this wristband. Now, John Wayne wore this, I believe, on his right wrist all the time. Now, I think it was about 1967, John Wayne made a movie called, now I'm trying to remember what it was called, Green Berets, that's it. And they filmed in Vietnam. And while they were filming in Vietnam, John Wayne made very, very good friends, shall we say, with the Montagnard people, some of the indigenous folk of the Vietnamese jungle. And so much, he became so friendly with them, so much so they made him an honorary citizen, and all the citizens of Montagnard were given one of these copper wristbands to wear, and they gave one to John Wayne, and he wore it. He put it on while he was shooting Green Berets. If you actually revisit the film, you'll see it on his wrist towards the end of the film, and he never took it off. He wore it for every film he made. Every award ceremony he went to. He was even wearing it at the award ceremony when he was given the Best Actor Oscar for True Grit. So it's a fantastic inclusion. Props to Kaustic Plastik, not only for all the other accessories, but for including this one in particular. It's just really, really nice to see their attention to detail is second to none. That's fun. I'm really, really pleased about it. All it is a simple piece of metal, but it makes all the difference. So yeah, there are your accessories. So what we'll do next is bring out the Duke himself, get him on the stand, get him on the turntable, and have a close-up look at Rooster. Okay, so here he is, onto the stand, onto the turntable. It's John Wayne himself, Marshal Rooster J. COGBURN. Now, as you probably gathered, this isn't a brand new figure to me. I've had it in the collection a while. So first-hand impressions don't really count here. However, what I can do is recall the first-hand impressions that I had when he was first in hand, because he still evokes them today, and I'm just amazed at at this figure. I think it really it shows what Kaustic Plastik can do. I think it's up there with the Bela Lugosi figure as one of my personal favourites of Kaustic Plastik, but this is not going to turn into a gush fest. We're going to try and keep this subjective as possible. What we will do is what we always do, is we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. But yeah, just taking him in straight out of, well, not straight out of the box, but straight onto the turntable. It's what struck me straight away is the proportions. We'll come to the quality of that head sculpt, but it's the proportions. They've got them absolutely spot on. John Wayne was a tall guy, and this is a tall figure. Also, he had a unique gait. The way he stood, the way his legs worked, shall we say, the way his legs were shaped, his upper body, his torso, all some very unique proportions which Kaustic Plastik have absolutely nailed here. They really have. But before we dive into the big guy himself, something I missed in the accessories section is the inclusion of, now I'm going to try and pick this up. There's 2 of these, and they are 6 scale rolled up cigarettes. Now I'm not sure whether the camera's picking that up. These things are absolutely minute. Now you get 2 of these, and they are designed to sit in the corner of his mouth because he has that sort of curled lip look. Now these weren't actually, there's a story behind these. You're only seeing one here because one of mine in between takes there has disappeared somewhere, and I'm going to have to go on a hunt for it when we've wrapped this whole review up. But yeah, something interesting about these tiny cigarettes. I believe it was Dean Knight who is a big fan of Kaustic Plastik as well. Check out his channel if you haven't already. Lots of Kaustic Plastik reviews on there. But I had some contact with the designers and developers, and I think they sent him maybe some prototype shots, and it was his suggestion that what might be a good addition would be a cigarette to actually slot into that corner of that rolled up mouth, because he does smoke during the film, rolls his own, so to speak. And yeah, so Kaustic Plastik took Dean Knight's advice and included 2 cigarettes. So it's really, really nice to see that collectors and YouTubers and just fans can have that kind of influence. So yeah, props to Kaustic Plastik and props to Dean Knight for that one. So yeah, let's take a look at the figure itself. We'll stop him spinning, and as always, we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. We'll take a look at these boots first. We'll bring him a little bit closer into shot. Just have to be careful here that he doesn't topple on this magnetic base. The boots themselves are very, very nicely done. It's all one piece of sculpted plastic. They've got the heel there, the accuracy's there. You've got straps on there. I believe now, once again, not sure whether 100% certain whether these straps are pleather or leather. There's weathering on the boots. They're darker at the front. Perhaps could do with a tad more, but that's a minor niggle. We'll bring them round, and on the back here you have the spurs. Now I believe, and these are cold to the touch, these are most certainly metal. So it's a full metal spur with what looks like leather straps to me. So yeah, once again, it's Kaustic Plastik and their attention to detail. So beautifully sculpted boots. Very, very nicely done spurs. I believe they hung a little bit lower, and I know I've seen somebody who's actually done a mod here where they've actually lowered these spurs, but I'll be leaving mine where they are because I'm quite happy with them as they are. But yeah, so a full metal revolving spur there on the boots. So we're bringing back round. Let's take a look at these pants. Now the colours here, I've been having revisited some of the stills, are screen accurate. These pants are the right colour. They feel like that they're a cotton. Yeah, nice quality cotton. The actual fall of these pants is exceptionally well done. Now I don't know how Kaustic Plastik have done the legs here, but how they've done them has given them that slight bowed effect which John Wayne had, which gave him that sort of unique gait with his hips and the slightly bowed legs. But that's captured perfectly, and these pants fall perfectly in line with that. The stitching is, we'll bring it around again. The stitch work there is excellent on the sides here. Yeah, very, very well done. There is some weathering on these pants. They're not uniform. There's weathering on the seam lines at the bottom there where they meet the boots. I don't know whether the camera's actually picking this up. I'll lift the jacket up. There's yeah, we'll lift that up there. As you can probably see there, there's weathering around the bum area where his backside will be in the saddle, on the edges of the pockets as well. Yeah, just very, very nicely weathered. Not too much, just enough. And it's that colour is absolutely spot on as far as I can tell. So onwards and upwards. So past the actual pants themselves, we'll open this jacket up so we can do a bit at a time. Now I'm not going to take all these layers off, but what we've got underneath here, we've got 2 belts at the top of these pants. Once again, more than likely leather. This holster here does feel like leather. Now one belt has the holster on it, and the other belt underneath, which is sort of free floating. The other belt underneath that's actually looped through the pants has this rather nice buckle. Now, once again, not 100% certain whether that's metal or plastic. Feels like plastic to me, but it's got a lovely intricate design in there, some nice paint work on it, some washes in the crevices there. The actual holster belt itself, as I say, I think is possibly leather. It looks like there is a fair amount of leather on here, but the holster itself has been weathered. It sits at the front rather than at the side, which is screen accurate, and it's got this this cotton loop in it as well. So once again, all screen accurate. Nearly went there. Let's hang on to him. We don't want him falling over. There's a lot of him here, and it is quite a top-heavy figure, but we'll get to the reasons for that. You've got attached to the to loops on those pants. You've got these braces. Once again, screen accurate, and more than likely leather. I'm going to stick with most of this being leather because it does feel like leather in the hand. Underneath you've got this blue shirt. Once again, screen accurate. Once again, it's been weathered. It's been weathered very, very well indeed. It's around the pockets, in between the buttons. Not too heavy, not too light, but enough to give it that that washed out and slightly worn look. Yeah, so that's the shirt itself. We've already attached, and this comes separate, but I've already attached this, is this neckerchief that he wears throughout the film. Now, probably herein lies one of my minor niggles with this figure, is that this neckerchief is a very vibrant red, and I'll just shift him out of the way actually. If you actually look at this this picture that comes with the exclusive edition, you can see it is a more pink colour. And having revisited some stills from the film, yeah, it's more washed out, it's more weathered, and it's more pink. So yeah, minor niggle there is maybe the screen accuracy of the colour of that neckerchief. But yeah, it is what it is. It's a small thing, but you know, it's the small things that make a difference. Underneath, on top of that, rather, on top of the blue shirt, what we've got here is, and I will fold this back so you can see. We'll just peel this jacket back a little bit. Is this, now I know this is leather, this waistcoat is actually leather, and very, very nice it is too. It's got a and I believe that's metal, there's the metal marshal's badge on there. Now the detailing on this leather waistcoat is absolutely phenomenal. You've got these straps hanging down at the front, once again screen accurate. There's weathering on the collar. I'll actually bring this into camera so you can see it. I'll get it in, try and get it in a bit closer. Let's alter these lights and swing them round so we can just have a look at some of these details here. So yeah, there's weathering around the pockets. There's weathering on the seams, into the creases. Yeah, all very, very, very screen accurate. It's lined. The jacket over the top. The stitch work is absolutely excellent, as you can see, as it is on the waistcoat. And we all know how out of proportion stitching can throw out the scale of a figure entirely, but here it's been done really, really well. The stitching on the leather and the main coat itself. We'll bring this coat over so we can have a closer look at this. Now, this the main coat, the overcoat, so to speak, is a sort of cotton canvas material. We'll stand him up directly in front of the camera, and yeah, once again, really, really nice stitch work here. Once again, screen accurate. It's got that slightly darker collar. The pockets are functional, I believe. I'll double check this actually. I'm not 100% certain. Let's have a look. Yeah, functioning pockets. We'll spin him round so you can get a look at the back here. But once again, the stitch work is very, very good. Colouring screen accurate, and we've got these turned up cuffs as well with the darker material underneath. I'll just try and get that into shot. Yeah, the darker material underneath matches the collar, which is once again 100% screen accurate. So let's pop him back onto the stand. Onto the head sculpt. Now, this head sculpt is one fixed head sculpt. There are no there are no replacement swap out head sculpts with this, but the range of articulation is very, very good. You've got back, forward, yeah. It's fair to note as well at this point, just to as an aside almost, they bulked out his upper body a little bit because he was a big chap and he put some timber on. As I say, it was about I don't know whether it was 62 or 67. But yeah, he was getting on in years, and he put some weight on. So what you've got underneath here is some padding. It feels like a fat suit, yeah, to give him that, give his physique that accuracy. But yeah, But the head sculpt itself, as I say, one fixed head sculpt. The range of motion in there is really, really good. Perhaps not so much down, but backwards and right and left is very, very good. Now let's bring him into camera so we can take a closer look at this head sculpt. Now I'm going to really angle these lights in. The hat is all one piece of sculpted plastic and isn't removable, but the level of detailing on that hat, and let's just take a closer look there, is very, very good. The colour is screen accurate. The tassel on here is sculpted plastic. I'm not sure if the camera is picking that up. I'll get my hand in there, but it's very, very nicely done. But let's take a look at this head sculpt, and this really is the sort of the crowning glory of this particular figure. Now, getting the light on this is not the easiest thing in the world, because obviously the brim of that hat does tend to block out a lot of the light, but they've captured John Wayne exceptionally well here. The paint applications are really good. The sculpt is phenomenal. You've got the sideburns are in there with the individual strands picked out. The one eye that you can see because of the eye patch is blue and glassy and very well done. And that they've caught the folds and the wrinkles in his skin really, really well. It's just a very, very good paint application and sculpt overall. And I think as a likeness, well, there's no mistaking that as John Wayne, as Rooster COGBURN in True Grit. Yeah, it is just a very, very good head sculpt. Even down to that sort of droop to one side in the mouth. And when he was speaking, it would encourage that drawl. And a really good idea to include the cigarette to go in there. So yeah, there you have it. That's the head sculpt. Let's get him back on the turntable onto the stand and get him revolving again. So there he is. That is Rooster COGBURN in all his glory from True Grit. I think I brought the other base out just to give you an idea of how that works. I'm going to very carefully put this 6-scale cigarette to one side so I don't lose that one as well. Actually, we'll stop him spinning and we'll just bring in that other base so you can see how he looks on that. So we'll take him off this one and bring in this one. And as with the other base, it's a simple case of just standing in there, and he's instantly magnetized. So it's really up to you which one of these bases you want to use. I personally tend to go with this one and have this base next to him, sort of as a mini diorama to give him some grounding and placing. But it's really up to you how you want to use them. So there you have it. That's my gush fest on Kaustic Plastik and the work they've done here with John Wayne coming to an end. Opinions? I'm not going to score it. Well, okay, I will score it. I wasn't going to do this, but I will. I will put a gun to my head and score it. I will give this. I'd give this a 9. There's a couple of minor niggles for me. There's the colour on this scarf. I think the head sculpt could be slightly better, maybe, and that's yeah, maybe a 9.5. Really, I'm splitting hairs here. It's a phenomenal figure. If you're a fan of John Wayne, if you're a fan of True Grit, or even if you're just a fan of Western figures or 1/6 figures in general, really, this is a magnificent addition to your collection. I love it. I think it is wonderful. I think the level of screen accuracy, the head sculpt, the outfit, everything, the accessories, it's the complete package, and this is what Kaustic Plastik do. They take characters that other manufacturers wouldn't even think about doing, and then deliver something as magnificent as this. So yeah, we'll wrap up my gush fest on this. So as always, what I'd like to do is say a huge thank you to everybody who's watched this. I hope you've enjoyed the review. To everybody who has liked, commented and subscribed. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification icon. We have lots more content coming up. What's coming up? Now, these are off the top of my head. Very, very soon, we'll be taking a look at the Iconic Studios Muhammad Ali. That is literally on its way and arriving anytime soon. Really looking forward to that. We have got the Prime 1 Studios and Blitzway quarter scale Paul Atreides statue. That's coming in soon. Present Toys, Anton Chigurh. Premiere Toys, Doof Warrior from Mad Max Fury Road. Shifting Scales, NECA, the Alien Queen from NECA. That's on its way as well. Lots of stuff on its way. So to ensure you don't miss anything, please hit that bell notification icon and subscribe button. So all it remains for me to say is thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.